This video tutorial is to show you how to do an inserted zip. More specifically, what I'm going to be showing you here is the placement of the pockets in order to make the Hollywalk bag. And then we will go on to explore the inserted zip. So with the Hollywalk bag, the placement, it actually falls on the diagonal. They are diagonal lines. So I just want to show you first how to get that in correctly. We have our main panel and we have our pocket piece just here. The first thing we need to do is measure from this very top edge down by 1.5 inches. So I'm going to place my ruler 1.5 inches down, so I've got a solid line just here. From the right hand side, we're going to be working in 2 inches. So again, I'll lay my ruler 2 inches. Just helpful guidelines, that is, there. Okay, then it says take your pocket piece just here and we're going to place it 1.5 inches down from the top edge. So we know it's going to be up here somewhere. Okay, but that's making a straight pocket and we want it to be angled. So now we're going to take our right hand side and we're going to bring it down to the 4-inch mark. So I'm going to get a couple of pins to help with placement. So here's my 4-inch point just here. So I'm just going to anchor with a pin. Just going to pop it in just like that for the minute so I can still pivot this other edge. And then I'm going to bring this edge up so it touches that 1.5 inch marker. And now I can pin more fully. So that has helped us find our placement area. And that's all you need in reference to the Hollywalk bag. The rest is how to do the actual pocket itself. So I'm taking my ruler and I'm going to measure down 1 inch. And I'm going to draw a line centrally across, but not right to the edge. So I've got my line there. That will disappear in time with the other end of my pen. I'm now going to draw this 1 centimetre deep. That is 3/8 of an inch. There we go. And then working from the sides, I'm going to make sure it is 5.5 inches wide. Now this pocket is 7.5 wide currently, so I need to find the centre mark from that, which is 3 3/4, which is just there. And now I will measure my 5.5. So half of 5.5 is 2 3/4, if I have my maths correct. So 2 3/4, and then I'm just going to join them up, and then I will just measure, check my maths. Yeah, and that's all correct. And now what I'm going to do is draw another line straight between that, halfway, and that will become my cutting line for later on. And just join it up like so. So you can see with my pen, I can get rid of that quite quickly and easily. So there we go. And now what we're going to do is we're going to sew this outside box all the way around. I don't start on the corners, I start on one of the main lines part way in. I've now sewn around the box, so now I'm going to use that centre line to cut open. Carefully work along towards that V and then cut up to the corner but not through the threads. And then we will be posting this through the letterbox. Now you will note that I've just cut over the seam line of the 2 panel pieces here. That's created a weak area just here, which is why we've added an additional layer of interface into this panel piece here. So we're now going to post it through. My preferred method is to actually start pressing whilst it's on this side. So I tend to iron across from each of the angles, just so it's nice and sharp straight away over here. And then post through and work it through and flat on this side. And press into place. pressing things nice and flat. And when you've ironed from the inside, return to the outside and press again there. It will fight a little bit where this join is, just on this one particular bag pattern, but it will be absolutely fine when it's all sewn into place. There we go, and then flip. So we've pressed that through. Now what I'm going to show you, because if it's one of those things that bothers people, I'm just going to erase it now. You can see a bit of the lining just poking through. That never really troubles me. I think it just adds a little bit of something, and I certainly won't spend lots of time getting worried about it. So I'm going to take my zip now, and making sure that the pull is towards the centre of the bag, which is here, I'm going to slide it underneath. And I'm going to poke this one, because it's a metal zip, I'm not going to fight against this little piece on the end, the stopper. I'm going to make sure instead that that goes just to the end. So you will just be able to see it, but I'm not going to be having any accidents later on. So that will go in there like that. Now I've run out of quilter's tape, but if I had some, I would be just taping this into place now. But instead I'm going to be using lots of pins to anchor this into place, popping my zipper foot onto the machine, and then sewing all the way around the edge to complete. So now I'm just steadily working my way around. I'm about 1/2 centimetre away from the zip tape. I've increased my stitch length to a 3. Needle down to rotate. I'm going to turn it around, hoping I don't knock the camera as I go. Now we're going to do the little vertical short end. So you'll see I started halfway along the zip tape just there. And now I'm going to be returning back to do a full length. Don't want to be rushing this stage. Before we get too far, I'm going to stop with a needle down, raise the foot, and I'm going to move that zip pull back and out of the way. Always a little more tricky when it's a metal zip for some reason. There we go, we're just going to sew to the other end. Now we do need to be careful because we're going to sew over the metal teeth now. I'm just going to push the other side towards it a little bit. Close the zip up a little, just to bring that zip tape together properly. Foot down, and very gently we're going to make our way over. Just a little bit closer there, that's it. I'm going to hand wind this one just in case, yeah, it's going to hit the metal. So all I've done is I've just lifted and wiggled it to the next spot, and it's over, and we're safe. We're on safe ground again. And now we're on the return journey for the zip tape. And this looks to have been a very good job. Snip my threads before I get there, the starting threads. Slight overlap, and snip our threads. So that's all in, functioning very well. So now all we have to do is close the pocket off at the back. So flip it over, trim any threads that might be there, if you can. We're going to trim down the tape, the bit we don't want, just there. You can trim that bit if you wish to do so, it's only a little bit though. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to bring, oh dear, this bottom edge up, yours will be interfaced, up to meet. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sew from the bottom here, reverse, all the way up, holding just these two pieces together, across and down. Now, I'm not going to show you how to do that because it's easy enough and then you'll all be done. But I just want to talk about these areas here, because very often we get these little areas that happen here where they kind of just crunch up a little bit. Now, all I'm going to say is that when that's pinned together and you've sewn your 1 centimetre all the way around, and it's a fully functioning pocket here, those little messy corners are up here and you can't see them. They're just not at all visible. So I wouldn't worry about it. There we go, all done. Cute little pocket. Just repeat for the other side.